Hello, and welcome to Foundation, everybody. My name is Quad. I bought this game back in 2019, played the crap out of it the first month, haven't touched it since, and I recently put in about another 24 hours this past week, and I'm kind of in love with it and been really enjoying myself, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So let's start a brand new game. Okay, and then on this screen, we actually have 3 different types of maps that we could create: a coastal, a river one, and a hilly one. And if you notice, there's all these different parameters down here below that you could kind of change, or you could hit randomize and just randomize all these parameters. And then even if you find a parameter that you like, you could just randomize that seed afterwards while keeping all of this the same. I want to have a little bit of everything, so I'm going to select a little bit of everything. And then what's cool, you could really kind of customize this to your playstyle. So if you want something that's kind of really jacked up and you have to really kind of plan out your city building with the terrain, you can kind of make that happen. Or if you're somebody who just wants to kind of make it easy on yourself, well, you could just make everything super flat and do it that way as well. I don't like to do it that way. I have tried playing that way. It's fun, but I found it to be a little bit more fun with a little bit more chaos. Okay, I think this one's going to work. I got these 2 or 3 little islands that I really like. There is a lake in the middle. It'll give us an excuse to actually use our bridge to cross, and the terrain is kind of wild, so we should have a good time. If we move on to the next page, this is our difficulty level. You can play casual. It makes everything easy, super fast, affordable, tolerant, generous. Classic is where everything is pretty balanced. And this is what I've been playing on, and there is a challenge mode that makes things a little bit slower, more expensive. Happiness is harder to reach, and all of the things. But the biggest thing about this is it turns off non-depletable small mineral deposits. So on classic, this is on, which means if there's a rock spot, it's unlimited rocks. Will continuously be able to get stone from that rock mine. But on challenging, it turns those off, and there's only like maybe 400 stone in it, right? And then you have to go out finding different stone, or you have to import it from somebody else on the map. But we're gonna select classic just for the sake of showing off the game. There is mods, by the way. I should have mentioned that. But watch, let me show you real quick. It's like a built-in mod manager and everything, which is kind of nice. As you can see here, all these different mods, you just kind of click install, and then you can use them at your leisure. Now, I'm not going to be using any mods for this playthrough, so let's go back and close all of this out. I'm going to keep this one disabled as well. But this was just a diversity mod to kind of mix up the people a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to leave all the mods off. I just want to kind of show you guys the game in its vanilla state. Let's go ahead and select our aspirations. This is kind of the end goal, right? You could try to build up a prestigious city or a burg. This one here, you want to basically work on the church and the clergy, and this one you would kind of work on your kingdom or your castle. I'm going to be playing on a relax and play at my own pace. And then on this next screen, all we have to do is create a flag for ourselves. I'm just going to create a random one. If they had maybe some thumbs over here, I would probably do like a quad thumb flag, but I think this one's going to work with the fish. Just got to name our village. I'm going to do a random one. And I think Ravensford will be fine for the village name. I'm just going to name myself Quad. And then I'm going to choose my title as a pioneer, because that's all I have. I don't know how we get different ones, maybe as we play the game or something. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, and then here we are at the map. So the first thing that we need to do is basically just find a starting plot. You can't choose the entire map. It's only going to be these yellow spots. So let me go around. I want to find a good one. Like this might be a good one. It's got plenty of room. And another option, I'm trying to find one close to one of these islands. There's no selectable spots over here. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and choose that one that's back there. Another option would be this one, honestly. This would not be the worst idea. It is up against the edge of the map, but I don't think so. I think we're going to go ahead and choose that other starting spot. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and start at this spot right here. It'll be fine. Let's go ahead and purchase it for $0. Your first 2 spots, this one, and then the one after is free of charge. So let's go ahead and set down our town square. So I think I'm going to put it like right here, kind of in the center, but not too much. So boom, there we go. We just have to hit build, and then there's our first people. If you hit space, it does pause time. You can speed up time and slow down time with the plus and minus keys. So the first thing that we need to do is kind of get busy with these guys. We need to get them some food. and some housing and all of that. The housing is kind of cool. It's very organic, right? We just have to kind of lay down a patch. We'll start building there. So I think we're going to put housing maybe over on this side. So I'm going to kind of just paint in some spots right here. I don't want it to be too close to this little wooded area though, because that's where we could see a bunch of berries and stuff. And if we do have houses built there, they won't actually grab those berries. I'm going to shave a little bit more off over here. So yeah, that's going to be a good starting spot. Let's go to the building menu. Let's go to food. We want to get them started on gathering berries immediately. So we got berries over here on the left, as we can see, a whole bunch of them. And then we do have a small bit of berries over on this side. So I think what I want to do, I don't want it to be too close to this town center, because this is where I like to kind of set up my market and stuff, right? So I think I'm just going to put one right up here. It's just north of where they're building houses. Now I should have started with wood. I don't know why I didn't. So let's go ahead and start with a wood camp, because we can't build anything until we actually have some lumber. I could set it over here and kind of use this as my logging area, or I could set it back in this corner. But there's not much room to expand over here. So I think we're going to set it on this side, kind of close to this rocky area. And I'm just going to tuck it right on back, like right here. And then once you lay something down, you can kind of adjust its positioning after it's kind of set in place. So we're just going to set this right here, really close to that berry bush. But the berry bushes do kind of disappear and repopulate as they get picked. So let's go ahead and build that right away. We do have 60 wood. I'm going to prioritize the wood camp first. I should have started with that. That was my bad. And I'm only joking, by the way. I forgot the most important thing to start with is going to be, well, the builder's hut, bro, not all this other stuff. So let's get this builder's hut first. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put the builder's hut like right here on the coast. Let's get 3 people hired. Yeah, I should have did that first. I kind of forgot. Anyways, I do have this to be prioritized to be built first, our lumber camp, so we can get wood. If we look at the top here, we can see our starting inventory, which is wood, 10 berries, and some cloth, and a little bit of tools. There's 2 people waiting. We're going to go ahead and hire them right away. If we look at the top, we can see our total population of 12. We can see our people's happiness, which is at 0, because they don't have no housing, no service, no food, no water. They got nothing. We do have 9 unemployed villagers here. And immigration is nil, so there we are. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to start speeding up time. We're going to put it on a ×3. It runs a little, makes things run a little bit faster, and you can get a lot more done. I'm going to probably keep it on a ×3 for most of my playthrough, and only kind of adjust it as needed. This is done though. Let's go ahead and hire 3 more wood people. Now the catch here is we need to designate, well, areas for them to chop wood down. So first thing I want to do is kind of increase this a bit. I'm going to clear out this center path, because this is going to be like a path to lead up to here. So we're going to clear all that out. Now, unfortunately, every time you cut down woods, it does remove berries. Here's our berry personnel. Let's go and hire 3 people right away. I still have 3 unemployed, and we'll have to shuffle people around as needed, but there we go. Okay, what should we be focusing on next? Well, let's go ahead and get a well built right away. The well is going to go center of town, so right next to this thing. All you really need to do when you build stuff is to make sure that these white little arrows are not being blocked, because that's how they access that particular thing. So what else can we focus on? Well, let's go through it. There is a village marketplace. We do want to put this up right away. And this is kind of the gem of this game, or the star of the game, is the building. So what do I want to do? So I have this island out here, right? This is where I want to put my manor, my great hall. This is where we're going to be adding our tax collectors, a lot of different things, the bailiff. So I want this to line up with, well, this well here. And then I want to put the first stall sort of directly behind the well, facing that island. So we're just going to stick it like right here. And now I want to immediately put on a tent. So there we go. And then, you know what? I'm going to slow down time a bit while I'm doing this. Put it on ×2. And then I'm just going to stick this little sign here. So once you set something down, you can kind of move it all around, and you kind of build up your stuff. So we're just going to stick that there like that. And that's all I'm going to put for now. So let's go ahead and build it, or at least have it built. I'm going to go ahead and accept that person before she leaves. So I don't have a forester camp yet. Let's go ahead and set this down. This is going to be crucial for replanting trees. So since the wood stuff is over here, I'm just going to place it. I think I'm going to place this thing just north of the camp and kick it to the side a little bit like this and build. It does cost $10 and it does cost some wood. The market stall is already open. We're going to go ahead and hire a person to work at this thing. And then I need to select the berries here as a resource to sell. So they're going to go ahead and start collecting berries. And, well, they're not going to collect the berries. They're just going to come over here and grab some berries, as they do have about 18 in there. She's going to take them back over to her stall. And then, well, our people are going to buy from her. So there we go. What else do we need to build? We got the forest camp. We got the lumber camp. I need a sawmill. So this is the industrial area. Where do I want to put the sawmill? Well, I think I'm going to stick it in a little bit. So maybe like right here. There's 3 entry points on it. So I'm going to bring it kind of close to the lumberjacking camp and then just build it right there. Boom. Okay, it looks like the forester camp does need an employee, so there we go. Yeah, so with this, you do have to paint where you want that person to actually plant the trees. So I'm going to fill this all in with blue, and then I'm going to keep this little section cleared out. So I'm going to right-click to kind of delete it, right? And just kind of do it like that. We can actually see she's already down here planting some of these baby trees. And this is going to be kind of my wood collecting area. It'll constantly be chopped down and then replanted. I'm not going to have that queued up to cut down until they get the rest of this kind of cut down this little path through here. And then I'm also going to queue the rest of that to be chopped down as well. Okay, we got a couple people. I'm going to go ahead and hire them right away. And then what else do we need to build? A stonecutter camp. So let's go and set that down. There is a stone here. You don't have to like butt it up right up against that stone. You can, but really you could just put it anywhere, and these people are just going to go running out and finding the stones to use. But yeah, as you can see here, this stone, it doesn't have any numbers with it. If we would be starting on the challenging difficulty, it would show like only 400 blocks. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and set this up right next to the stone. And actually, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap so the employees can actually gather around it. And then we'll just set it like maybe something like this. And boom, there we go. What else do I need to build? So we got all of those done. I got the market. I got the builder's workshop. We got the berry gatherer. We got the well, but they have not built the well yet. I'm going to prioritize that because they need water. The only thing I have left is a rustic church. Now, I'm not a church guy myself. I typically wouldn't want my people in the game to go to church either, but it's part of the game, so we have to do it, right? So let's go ahead and start building a church real quick. And I'm thinking the best place for the church, well, I'm not too sure. Maybe back here in this little corner. So I think that's what I'm going to do. We're just going to set it up like right here. I'm going to turn it around. We need to put a door on, so I'm going to put a basic door. I'm going to put a basic steeple on this. With this building alone, 24 people can actually use the services. We only have 14 right now, so I'm going to build this the way it is, and then we'll continuously kind of add on to this as we play the game. But this should be a good spot. Let's just go ahead and set it. Boom. Okay, and then it looks like the stonecutter's open. Let's go ahead and hire 3 people over here. And then that is all of our people. We have no unemployed workers right now, but as we kind of build up new buildings, we'll kind of shuffle people around. But yeah, you can kind of see the natural pathing kind of working. Now I have one last exclamation point down here on territory. So at the beginning, I was saying your first 2 areas are free. So like if we had select this huge area with all this wood, it costs $0 and it costs $0 a month on upkeep. Despite this one being so tiny and this one being so big, I'm really debating on which one to start with, because this is a lot of wood that I'm going to need and a lot of land that would be very valuable to me. But I also want to get working on my manor, and this is where I want to put my manor, because we do need to start collecting taxes in order to make money. If you don't build your tax thing right away, you will kind of start going bankrupt. So I'm going to unlock that one. And then what else do we need to do? Well, we can come up to this thing and then unlock the manor house. Can I unlock it right now? I can. I have $365. It only costs $25 to unlock. So now we can start building a manor. But check it out. Before we do that, over here on the left, there's a common path. We could unlock these immediately. I'm going to unlock the fishing because we need fishing. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and unlock the storage one right away because we want to start storing our food. There's a bridge one as well as a village fence. I'm going to grab both of these. It's going to put us a little bit broke down to 240, but that's okay. They were only $25 a piece. So the first thing I need to do is probably get my bridge going because that's going to take some time. Let's go ahead and recruit those people to our town. Let's come to the building menu. We're going to go to bridges, and yeah, I'm just going to get this built immediately. So I'm going to try to line it up with this well, but we're going to place it basically right here and then stretch it all the way across to that side like that. There we go. And then what's cool about this is we could just build this bridge as is, but if we wanted to, we could add extra stuff to it, like these little covered passages and stuff. I'm going to leave it plain for now. We could upgrade that anytime after this. So let's go ahead and queue it up to be built. It's going to cost 35 planks. Did we ever get this built? We did. Look, I do need to hire 2 people immediately so we can start making planks from the wood that we're gathering. And we got this little book here. We're going to click it. And yeah, it's wanting us to build a tax collector. So let's go ahead and accept it. And we could start building. Well, we can't start building it, but we could start plotting it. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to clear this out first once we get that bridge built. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get to that point. Let me go ahead and increase the speed back up to ×3. By the way, I should have left it at ×3 if I'm honest. Regardless, everything seems to be going good. Let's come out here to our thing again. And let's go ahead and get a fishing hut built right away. Now, the catch with the fishing hut is they have to be semi-close to an actual fishing spot. Like if I try to build it over here, well, this would work because there is a fishing spot. But if I would try to build it here, probably wouldn't let me. So let's go ahead and build one on this side, I suppose. We just got to plop it down, spin it around, and now it is buildable. So we're going to go ahead and just place it in just like that. And boom, there we go. We'll get that built. We'll start collecting some fish. Let's go ahead and accept this other person waiting. And in fact, since we're going to be accepting fish, I'm going to go ahead and build myself another market stall real quick. So we're just going to come out here. We're going to click food stall. I'm going to sit right next to that one. This one's going to be selling fish. So I'm going to give it this green tent. And then I'm just going to stick up one sign again. And just kind of butt it in and build it. Okay, there we go. Did they get this done? Yeah, check it out. The fishing wharf is already done. It only takes 1 employee. She's going to get ready and start fishing and collecting that resource for us. Now, next up, I'm probably going to start the food storage in the warehouse. Now, each place does actually hold inventory. So, like this gathering hut, for instance, it does hold 50 resources. But once it gets to 50, they stop collecting. So I do want to kind of get a granary in place real quick. In fact, I think we're going to place the granary right here. And it's going to be kind of like on the road going up this way once we kind of get to building a road up that way. Well, we don't build roads, they build roads. Either way, there's the granary. Now, I also want to build a regular warehouse as well. So let's go ahead and do that. I think right across the street from the granary. In fact, I should have switched these around. So let me do that real quick. I want to put the warehouse on the side where all the lumber's being done, right? So like right here. So I'm just going to hit build and then watch. We're going to select the granary and then I'm going to rebuild the granary, but over here. And all you have to do is click it and just move it like that. And we'll just stick this down like right there, right? Boom. So those 2 things will get built and then we'll start storing our goods. Check it out, they got the market done. Let's go ahead and hire somebody for it. Just joking. Once we select that person, now we could hire somebody and we're going to be selecting fish for this market. And then while they're kind of getting all that queued up, let's come back out here. This is the manor. I don't want to build that quite yet. And then I do have fences. The fences are cool because you can kind of help guide, well, your people a little bit. Right now, the pathing isn't the worst, so I'm going to just keep it the way it is. But as it gets real chaotic, we'll start creating fences to kind of control the flow of traffic, basically. The granary is built. I don't have any employees right now, so I'm just going to steal some from one of the other industries. Oh, and check it out. The church is built as well. We do want to get somebody working there immediately, a priest. So I'm going to actually pull from one of the stoneworkers and then use that person as a priest. So there we go. Let's click this little thing. Churches of the Faith. Words of your village's first church have reached the clergy. They appreciate your dedication to the faith and thus hold you in a higher regard. Very well. Thank you very much. Yeah, and if we come back down and we actually click on one of our people, we could see these essential needs. They need water, rustic food, they need housing, and then after that, they're going to need services and refined food. So it looks like we need to print or paint some more housing areas. You know what? I'm just going to bring this all the way to the coast. And then I'm going to click this town center, make this as big as possible, and then right click because I don't want anybody living in this town center. And that's just going to clear everything out the way. Let's go ahead and accept that person. And then, yeah, let's go back to this. I need to paint some more houses, which I don't know where to do. I guess we could go start building behind the granary here. So let's just kind of fill this in like this to about right there. And then I'm going to click this and then right click to make sure nobody's going to live within my town square. And yeah, that's going to be fine right there. Look, they're already building 2 more houses. Yeah, I should have honestly unlocked this land before I unlocked the other land. I could still unlock this for $100. It is only going to cost $5 a month, but I don't want to really do that until I start collecting taxes because you can kind of get yourself screwed. I have one map where I have just a huge negative number and I'm really struggling to get out of the hole. Anyways, check it out. I'm going to hire a person at the granary and then we need to select the resources. So we're going to select berries. We are going to select fish. And then let's see, how's everything else doing? Looking pretty good. We actually have berries and fish at the market, so that's good. And check it out. Ravensford is now a village. Excellent. And then basically, once we get our prosperity up to 10, it's going to unlock these other ones. And at that time, we'll start making like clothing and bread, expanding our market, making smooth stone. We could start doing tooling, making tools with an iron mine and a forge and blacksmith. There's a butchering where we can get hunters and start butchering that stuff. There's edicts, which we will want to unlock pretty soon, as well as storage improvements to expand that, and lumber camp improvements, which is actually really cool. So like this lumber camp, for instance, we can eventually, once we unlock that, we'll be able to set up tents and stuff and other things to kind of improve the lumber camp and hire more people. So that's kind of cool. Now, one of the things I did notice early on, we likely want to create a second lumber camp. So once I have the employees to do so, I will increase our lumber capabilities by creating a second one of these. And then once we unlock the improvement, we could delete that second one and then just focus on building up one. Let's take a look at our tabs up here real quick. If you come up to this little button and you click it, it shows you your villagers. And then over here on the left, if it's filled in like these buttons, it means they have a home. If it's grayed out, it means they don't have a home. But we can filter their happiness over here. And if we click on this guy, for instance, he's not fully happy because his house sucks. So if we go look at his house, for instance, where does he live? Yeah, why does his house suck? I don't know. Yeah, and this is the one it's taken us to, so yeah, he doesn't like his home for some reason. And if we click on his home, well, it might be because there's no beautification. So did we unlock any beautifications? I did not. We only have fences. They don't really count toward making things beautiful. Anyways, check it out. We got 2 more people here. Let's go ahead and select them. I am going to prioritize the storage to be built. No, maybe not. Look, it takes 15 of the planks. And none of my resources are maxed out except for my stone. My stone actually is maxed out. They have the warehouse at 50. So I'm going to remove one of those people and put them on to the sawmill here. There we go. And then once we unlock the storage over here, they'll be able to handle like 100 more stone, 100 more whatever we decide to choose. But if we do come over to the church, for instance, we could see here that the capacity is maxing out. They are using 24 of 24 capacities per week. Oh, it's capacity per worker. I thought it was capacity per week. Oh no, weekly attendance, never mind. Yeah, and if we look here, the sawmill, it is missing raw materials. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and build a second lumber camp right away. And this one, I'm just going to stick it back here in the woods a little bit. Maybe something like this, and boom, there we go. Got another person waiting to be recruited. But if we take a look at the bridge, check it out. They got 35 of 35 planks done. So they're going to get this. There it is. It's actually already built. Beautiful. This work camp is done. So let's go ahead and hire 3 people for it so they can start collecting a bunch of wood. And then hopefully they'll focus on getting, well, this warehouse done. So now that this is done, I'm going to come out to the woodcutter queue. And I basically want to strip this whole island from its wood. And then we're going to start building a manor on this island. In fact, you know what? I'm going to keep a strip of wood all the way around the edges. And hopefully it'll look cool. Except for I do want the front to be pretty cleared out. So we're going to just go like that. There we go. But look at it. We got a whole slew of people wanting to be part of the village. I'm going to accept all of them because we could use them. All right, the warehouse is now built. I'm going to go ahead and hire at least 2 people over here. In fact, I'm going to put 1 more person on the granary. All that does is help with transporting goods. So on the warehouse, though, I am going to select the wood. I'm going to select the planks. I'm going to go ahead and select stone. And that's going to be it for now. I do have tools. I do have cloth. But those things are being stored like right here in this village center. There's no reason to actually have them moved over there quite yet. So I'm not going to worry about it yet. But yeah, you can kind of see like the crazy pathing. Like everybody's kind of walking everywhere. Now, if I wanted to, I could kind of help this a little bit. So let's come down to the decorations. Let's click this fence. What do I have the most of? Well, a ton of rocks or stones. So we can see all these people. They're coming out through here and just kind of walking straight across. So let's just build a wall that goes from here to here. And that should funnel everybody out to the road. So boom. They're going to have to actually build it, which is really cool. And then I could do the same thing with these guys. Instead of them walking straight to the town center, we could actually have them walk out to the main path first. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do. It's really fun trying to kind of control the flow of these people. It's not always easy either, let me tell you. So I think I'm going to just start it all the way back here and then just run it all the way up to the road like this. And then they're going to have no excuse. Well, they're going to have no other way to actually get out here but follow the wall to the road. So let's go and build that. We got a whole bunch more people. I'm going to accept everybody. And then another thing that I like to kind of get going right away is a second builder's hut. Because once you kind of start expanding, it becomes really difficult, well, for anything to get done because we don't have enough builders. So I'm going to build a second one literally right next door to this one. So let's just set it down like that. Oh no, I don't have enough wood. I got to wait until I get at least a few more wood. Oh, check it out though. They did get the walls built. So over time, this path will disappear and then a new path will be created. But if we take a look, they're starting to create a new path. They're not following out the way that they used to come. They're creating a whole new one. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to screw up this whole day. Hold on a second. Do I have enough wood yet? I do. Let's build that other builder hut. And then let me just hire 3 more people. And then, yeah, let's fix this whole problem here. But this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this wattle fence because that's the kind of fence that they have. And I'm actually going to just build right over their other one. Just like that. Build it. And, dude, hopefully it didn't erase this part. I might have to rebuild it again, but we'll see what happens once they get to it. Okay, they got it built. Yeah, there's still gaps. So let's just click this. I'm going to hit the edit building. We're going to click that. We're going to hit the little plus sign. And then I'm going to just basically put this wall all the way to that wall. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Click it. Hit the little plus sign. And then we're going to connect these together. Or at least bring it out like this. There we go. And that should force this guy to have to walk through and then come down. So let's build it. I got a bunch of stuff going on here. I'm going to go ahead and accept them right away. We do currently have 3 unemployed people. Our happiness is doing pretty good. They are wanting, well, refined foods, and then housing is also not the greatest. Let's click this though. They want to trade some wood, actually. Look, 25 of them. It shows that I only have 10 in my inventory. They want to pay me 40 bucks. And then also sell it to him within 15 days. So I'm going to say yes to this one. I'm going to close this one for now. And then hopefully we'll have 25 wood in the storage by, well, 14 days from now. Okay, and if we look, our prosperity right now is at a 9. So we're almost ready to level up. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and start building the manor now. So we're going to click the manor house. What do we want to start with? Well, just the Great Hall. So we're going to click Great Hall. We're going to start with this Manor Hall Minor, and then we're just going to stick this like right here. Turn it toward the front. Should I stick it back a little bit further, maybe? Maybe right here. We only have 2 doors right now. We have a simple manor entrance, which takes 4 planks, or we have the large manor entrance, which takes 10 stone and 5 planks, and also 1 tool. I'm going to do the large one because it's not that much more, so we're going to attach that right to the front like so. Also, what do I need? If we look over here on the right, the only thing that's required is this little arrow. This is going to be where people come to your town and want to talk to you or whatever. So let's turn this around so that they face the place, and then they're just going to come off the bridge and just kind of stand right here. Now, I don't want to end yet. We're going to first put a small short chimney on just for aesthetics. So we're going to click this add sub building over here, and I'm going to choose tax office. Now, if we look over here on the right, it requires 1 room, 1 door, or an interior access. If you butt a building up to another building, it gives you the access, but it also requires light fortification, which means we need to choose one of these 2 that has this little fence on it. There is a minor tower and a major tower. I'm going to choose the major tower. And we're going to slap this puppy right onto the side here. Actually, I'm not, because see how it's clipping? So what I want to do is add this first, and then I am going to add the major tower to that side. And then we can increase this a bit. If we look over on the bottom right, it's taken 23 wood. If I increase it by that 1, it does go up to 29, and we can go a couple more before it changes to 35. So I think we're going to do it all the way down and then move it up just a couple notches before it turns to 29. It'll be fine. It's little, it's cute. We'll take it. All the check marks are done. We're going to apply all. So that builds the tax office as well as the Great Hall. So we'll kind of let them do their thing. It's probably going to take a minute until they get it done. Check it out though. I do have the resources over here. So we're going to confirm and complete that little quest. There it is. Wood has been delivered and we were paid 40 bucks. Now, if we do look up here in the top left corner, I'm actually losing money every single day or month. I'm not sure how they calculate that, but we're at a -3. So we need to basically get this tax office going so we can make up for that cash. Let's see how everybody's happiness is. It looks like they're doing pretty good. We have a couple of people that have crappy housing apparently, or possibly no housing. Yeah, look over here. We have a whole slew of people that don't even have houses to begin with. So let's take a look. What are we going to do about that? There's not a lot I can do because there's not a lot of room to kind of build, right? Now, obviously, I could fill in this space, but that's our town center, so I don't want to do that. I could try to just kind of fill this in up here. It might create a house or 2, but I don't really want to do that, so I think it's time to unlock a new region. Let's take a look. What's going to be the best one? Possibly this one or this one over here. This one has a ton of wood, but this one has a nice opening, and I feel like we could have all this opening to put houses. So I'm going to grab this one for 100 bucks. It does put me down to 91, but that's okay. It's going to be worth it. And then let's go ahead and start painting some houses in here real quick. We could kind of see a path being created over here. See this one here? This is where people were kind of traveling to get to our town from, well, outside of the map. As we can kind of see these things over here, right? We got 2 people bringing messages, and then we have a person wanting to join. So we could kind of use that as a guide, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. What do we want to do here? I'm going to just lay out a bunch of houses to continue these houses, right? So just kind of go like this, and then just kind of run it through like that. And then hopefully that'll leave enough room here to make a road. In fact, we could actually fill in this little corner as well. But I think this will be a good start. We'll just leave it as is, and that should be enough room for people to kind of be happy. I'm going to accept that person. I have 6 unemployed people as of right now, but check it out. The manor is already done. We're going to click the tax collector. And since I use this big method here with this building and this building, we can actually hire 2 people right away. So let's do it. And then we're going to come up here to our royal book. I should have showed this off to you guys first, honestly. We have our village overview. We have our edicts and privileges, which we have not unlocked yet. We have trade routes, which we could actually unlock as of right now. And I probably should, honestly, so I'm going to. And then we also have this other trade route, which we can unlock, so I'm going to. Because, well, we don't want to be in the negative, bro. We need to be making money. The next tab is the resource tab. This is going to be where we see all of our stuff. And this is going to be where we could either sell things to these other towns, or we could import stuff. Now, the first thing I want to import are some tools. So I'm going to hit import, and I'm going to say anything under... I'm just going to keep it low for now at 20. So once we get under 20 tools, we'll buy more until we reach 20, right? Or over. Now, one thing I could start selling is planks, because we are making planks. But that's about the only thing I think we could sell as of right now. That's actually a lie. We could start selling fish. So actually, I'm going to queue that up to be sold. And I'm just going to type in 137. So any fish over 137 in stock, we will basically sell to our neighboring friends and villages. Why I choose 137, you might ask? Well, it's simple, bro. Dimension 137 from Rick and Morty. It's my favorite number, so I just kind of use it. Anyways, check it out back here behind this sign. They're pretty happy about the tax office, so we're just going to say very well. Anyways, let's go back to that other page again. What else do we got? We also have our villager tab here, where we always have been going and kind of seeing everybody. And then we can see that they are now housed, so we don't have to worry about the housing. 4 of them don't have jobs, that's okay. The next tab is our building tab. Here you could actually see how many workers each place has. And since I have 4 workers, we could hire 2 more at the granary and, well, I would rather have 2 more at the warehouse. But check it out, meet the elders. These people come into the towns every now and then. And what does it say? The elders, the much respected leading men and women among the region's laborers, heard of your village and wish to make themselves useful to your village. They brought welcoming gifts, mainly tools, to ease your village's lot, then pledge their assistance. So we're going to say thank you very much. Yeah, and we actually got those tools immediately, so they were happy about it. And if we come over here, well, we got a lot going on, actually. Let's go ahead and first click this thing. This is a message from the kingdom. The kingdom acknowledges our hard work, and they want to give us $100. So we'll take that $100. Let's click this one. Earning influence. My best builders will draw a blueprint. We're going to accept this. It's basically them wanting a builder of ours to build them a blueprint. We have a 90% success chance, which at that point we'll get 10 of those. Well, what are they called? Their labor influences. And if we fail, we'll only get 5. But we're going to accept it. I've never failed. Let's go ahead and click this book. This person says, hey, bro, why don't you improve your lumber camps? Well, we will. So we're going to go ahead and accept that. Let's accept that. Well, that person who wants to join our village as well. And yeah, I think everything's going fine right now. Let's see. What should I be focusing on? Well, look at our prosperity. We're way over 10. So we could start unlocking a bunch of stuff over here. Now, the lumber camp is typically one of the best ones to kind of start with, which is why they kind of suggest it. But I found with using 2 of these, kind of starting out, it seems to be enough to kind of get yourself going before actually improving those camps. I do have $181, and each one of these does cost $50 to unlock. Now, if we take a look at a citizen real quick, like this guy, we basically have everything right now except for refined foods. So that's the only thing holding these people back from being 100% happy. So I kind of want to start focusing on refined foods. So if we come back out here, that is going to be farming or butchering. Now, on one of my other playthroughs, I'm having a hard time trying to keep my village stocked with bread. It's proven to be pretty difficult. I have like 3 farms and then 1 mill and 1 bakery. Those only have like 2 or 3 employees at them, even though they can house 6. And even with those 3 farms fully maxed out with employees, I still cannot keep a steady flow of bread. So I think what I want to do, instead of going for bread, we're going to actually go for the hunter, which is this pig right here, butchering. And it's going to create a hunter's lodge, and it's going to create a butcher's lodge, or a building, right? And then if we select the hunter's hut, we could see where they get their pigs from. And then based off the areas that I've unlocked, the only place that they can get any swine is going to be up here in this top left. and also over here in this right hand corner. But you could kind of see our boundary limit, right? That line. There's only like 3 little pig heads in there, and I don't know if they ventured off into the other regions or not. Oh, and I forgot to mention, okay, hold on, before we do that, let's go and accept that guy. Let's click this book. Let's put food on the table. What does this say? Oh, this is basically telling us to make refined foods, which is what I'm trying to do with that Hunter's Lodge. Oh, what I forgot to do, though, was we need to continue going through the Royal book. So this was the building tab. This next one is the budget tab, which kind of shows you your profits and losses, and you can kind of see where money's coming and going. This one is the one that we want to come to. It's taxation, and I immediately want to click on. I'm going to probably do just the second button here. We could go up as much as we want. If you look over here on the left, every time you go up, it does make your people less and less happy, but the taxes does increase over there. I'm going to keep it just right here in the green because I don't want them to be too upset. And then let's see if this actually pulls us out of our deficit up here. So anyways, there we go. I should have did that a long time ago. I kept getting sidetracked. Anyways, let's go ahead and put the Hunter's Lodge down now. And I think I'm just going to put it up here. It'll be fine. Boom. And then the bakery, or the butchery, I mean, I'm going to set up kind of by this road like this. And boom, there we go. So we'll get those built and then get people hired. And check it out. We have our first visitor over here, over at the manor. Let's see what he has to say. Advice: influencing others. The fishermen are thankful for the blueprint, as the bridge will help bring their community to the forefront. Yeah, that bridge blueprint thing. So it looks like it was a success. Let's go ahead and accept their generous offer, which is 50 fish, but they do want 25 stone. We could say, trade, I just gave you a bridge, at which point we would just get the fish and not actually give them any stone, or we could completely skip it. But we're going to do the top one. We're going to go ahead and pay them 25 rocks because we have it in our inventory. In fact, let's come over here to the warehouse. Do I have stones in here? I do. Okay, good. And I have 4 unemployed people. I'm going to go ahead and fill up the stonery right there. So now they have 3 employees. And yeah, I think that's going to be fine. I still have 2 unemployed. I'm going to put them on to the warehouse, actually. There we go. So now we have 0 unemployed people. We have a new person wanting to join. Let's go and accept him. And then hopefully this Hunter's Lodge will get built real quick. I'm going to go ahead and prioritize the Hunter's Hut first. And how's our pathing doing, by the way? Look, well, it's not a straight line like I was hoping. So I'm going to kind of try to fix that right now. I'm going to go ahead and add on to this. Yeah, it's kind of weird that he's kicking over like that, but I think it was because of a pre-existing path that was there. So let's go ahead and grab that and then just run it all the way down to the street and build. Nobody's using this path, unfortunately. There is a road there, but yeah, they don't want to do it. They're just coming right out through here. This guy's basically going through his neighbor's yard. I guess it's fine. It's hard to really create or control the flow of traffic, really. But it wouldn't be hard, honestly. You know what? I'm going to try it. Let's go ahead and build another fence real quick. I'm going to build another wattle fence. And we're basically going to connect this guy's fence to this other fence right here like this. And then let's see if that forces him to kind of come up and around and down the little alley I was trying to make. Okay, check it out. Well, they got the damn butchery done before they got the Hunter's Lodge, so that kind of sucks. And we're out of freaking wood. Oh, they cleared all the wood. Okay. So I need to grab my wood cutter and basically cut all of this wood in through here. There we go. I didn't realize I ran out of wood. But if we take a look at the top, we're doing really good with our berries. I got 134 berries, 200 fish. So we're collecting a ton of rustic food. And we got a bunch of people. Let's go and hire them all, because we're going to need them over here. And it was actually a mistake to build this wattle fence because it's using wood. I should have just made a stone fence. So you know what? I'm going to actually delete this damn thing. It will refund us our wood. So if we click on it and then we hit this button and we look at our wood, we're sitting at 2. And if we destroy it, okay, it didn't give us any wood back. At least it didn't look like it. But let me build a stone wall real quick. And I'm basically going to run it from over here all the way across to touch that other wall. There we go. And build. It's kind of a jerk move, right? Because I'm like saying, hey, bro, don't come out from your yard that way. But hey, you know what? I built this for a reason, so I want him to use it. In fact, what I could also do, see this guy here? He's crossing over to the neighbor's yard and then coming down. And look, they are using this now, thank God, but I'm going to close off his path as well. So I'm basically going to build onto this wall and then just run this all the way back like this. It's a bad spot, by the way, as we can see is about to destroy that house. See how it's red? Yeah, we don't want to destroy the house. So I'm just going to build it like that, and boom. Let's see if that helps control the flow. But then look, I completely blocked off this alley, so that kind of sucks. I'm going to have to redo it. Just grab it, bring it back like so, and then apply. There we go. It's actually one of the funnest parts of the game is trying to control the traffic. We got a couple more people wanting to join. Let's go ahead and accept them. And they did get the hunter's hut done. So let's go ahead and hire 2 people over here. I need to paint a hunting area. So basically we're going to paint all of this area. There's not a lot of pigs back there, but we're also going to come over here and grab that little bit there as well. So hopefully this will be enough. It doesn't look like enough, and it probably won't be, but we'll see. And then I still have 5 unemployed people, so let's go ahead and hire 2 butchers as well. And now that that is done, I need to also build up a place at the market, well, to sell that food. So I'm going to set up a brand new stall, and check it out. These people are making a mess by coming over through this way. So I'm going to set this stall basically right in that path. We're going to be selling meat. It should be red, but I'm just going to put it with this blue one. I'm going to just throw up a single sign and then just have it built. Boom, there we go. And then I'm going to close this off with a fence, and it's going to be a stone fence. And this stone fence I'm going to be building from here all the way up like this so that they can't cross right there. And boom, there we go. And hopefully that'll make them come out through this way, down and over. But check it out, if I do come over here, yeah, they're starting to use the alley, so that's really cool. There's this big old empty space. I don't know if anybody will build a house in there, but I feel like they should. So I'm gonna just bring it right up to the edge and see if anybody will build there. I don't know if that'll happen or not. Otherwise, I might need to put like a business there, but either way, let's accept these people. And this is open now, so let's go ahead and hire a person for it. And then select meat to be sold. So there we go. In fact, check it out. This is my only well. And I feel like our people deserve more water. So let's build a new well on this side of town. I don't know where, so I'm just going to put it over here by the butchery place. But check it out. I already have 20 meat up here and 1 boar. So we're already collecting and making refined foods. So much so that we can see that they're already selling it. In fact, if I click this person, yeah, he now or she now has refined food selected. Now she says she doesn't have any faith or any service, and that's mostly due to the fact that, well, we have 44 people in our village, and our church only can house like 24 people. So we're going to expand that church next. But check it out, improve trading with Trotbury. I'll see what I can do. Now, in order to improve that trading, we actually have to come over here to our manor. Let's click this. This says, your village has caught the interest of the estates of the realm. They anticipate splendid monuments, which will undoubtedly define our future. So they want us to basically build what? Just a bigger, better manor. So we could do that. They just want us to add a weather vane and a simple bench. So we could do that right away. But before we do, we're going to click on this. We're going to select mandate. And this is where we could actually improve the trade route. We do need 50 tools, which means we need to make tools before we could do that. Otherwise, we'd have to import all those tools. So we're not going to do that. And I don't want to do any of this. We could discuss a levy. If we would do that, it would give us an instant $132 with a instant 30% drop in our happiness. So I don't want to do that either. But if we do look up in the top left, I am making money now. We're at plus 13. But let's go ahead and edit this real quick. I'm going to grab a weather vane, slap it up top like so. There we go. Could even turn it if we want it to face this way. And then what was the other thing I wanted? With an Auster bench. Well, I don't see one of those benches here. So I think we have to build that from a different menu. So I'm just going to build the weather vane for now. And then I think if we come out here to decorations now, I think we got to unlock it. So let's come out here real quick, and then I'm going to unlock decorations. It's going to cost me a bunch of money, but it's going to be fine. And now we have all this stuff. And here's that bench that it's talking about, an Auster seat. There is an Auster simple bench. And that's the only one that's required. So I'm gonna go ahead and select it. We're gonna set that simple bench out front like this and build it. It does build instantly. And it didn't get selected over here though. So was that the wrong one perhaps? Oh, you know what? I know why, because I'm building it through the decoration tab. We actually have to hit this, come in here, and then that bench is gonna show up right here. So now we could build it like this, and boom, there we go. That does satisfy the thing. So like I could select this, right? Put it right at the end of the bridge. So they have to kind of walk through it, angle it properly so it's not all crooked. There we go. Could add some flowers to the front here like this, boom. I'm gonna grab one of these ground braziers, which is gonna light things up a little bit. Put that right here. All this stuff here does cost money rather than resources. And then I'm gonna grab a hanging lantern and slap it right here at the end of the bridge. Angle it properly, and let's just build all of it. Boom, there we go. And then if we come in here, we could see, look, I'm actually at 24, and it wants me to do 25. So let's just build a couple more things real quick. So let's go ahead and put a little $5 rose bush. Let's do it like right behind them, I guess. And then apply all, boom, there we go. So now if we come back out here, we are actually at level 2. I satisfied that quest over here, and now we could actually unlock a tavern, more manor improvements, village fortifications like a watch post, a bailiff office, and a treasury, as well as a labor 2 privileges slot. I don't think we need to worry about any of that stuff quite yet, but we do need to increase taxes. If we look at this one, advice collecting taxes, let's go ahead and increase it real quick so we can complete that task. We'll put it right here, boom. It's already done. I'm going to put it back down. I'd rather my people be happy. So there we go. I am down to $34, but we are making plus 17, so I'm doing good on all that. Only thing I need to do left over here is improve the lumber camp. I'm not going to worry about it. And then check it out. There is a little book up here. Let's go and select it. Let's increase taxes. Okay. Well, we could do that. We're going to get another $100. So boom, there we go. Now we do need to have a revenue above 100. Oh, never mind. I thought that was my gift. Okay, well, let's go back to taxes. Let's increase it to this one. This will put it up above 100. We just have to wait for it to average out. It doesn't happen immediately. It only happens when they actually collect the taxes. And yeah, everything's going pretty good. I have 3 unemployed. I'm not going to hire these guys yet. Let's see what this book says, though. Oh, villager decorations. Yeah, we could accept it. Yeah, village decorations. That's kind of what we've been doing. Not really, I guess. So let's go and put some decorations in the village. But yeah, it looks like all this is working out pretty swell as far as the pathing goes. But if we select this, we can see here one of the needs for housing quality is beautification. Along with a commoner resident. That's what happens when we basically increase from a serf to a commoner. You do have to pay 20 bucks. But once you do that, they require a lot more stuff. So we're not going to do that quite yet. But let's go ahead and build a rose bush, a terracotta bench, a young oak planter, road sign, and rope fence. Here's a rose bush. And every time you put one, see how it makes that house green? Well, they kind of combine together as well. So let's get the rose bush. Here is the terracotta bench. Where should we put it? You know what? I'm going to put it over here at this guy's house and just stick it like right here. Boom. Here is the young oak planter. This is a pretty big one. We could kind of see the influence as it kind of gets closer to these other ones, right? So I'm going to just stick it in like this guy's yard probably. Boom. Now, you know what? I'm going to stick it down here. It's all going to kind of combine. So we'll just stick this. Maybe this could be like a little park. Let's put it right in the middle. Yeah, there we go. They need a road sign next. So we'll just stick that like, I guess anywhere, like right here. Boom. And then last, a rope fence, which is right here. And this guy doesn't have much going on back here. I don't know where to put it, so we'll just stick it in his yard like that for $5, and boom, that completed that mission. Okay, I have a bunch of people waiting here. I don't think I want to hire anybody quite yet. We do have somebody waiting down here. What do they want? Oh, they're going to have a fair, and all we have to do is keep our people's happiness above 75 for 21 days. We can definitely do that, so I'm going to accept it, but the first thing I need to do is change my taxes. We're going to just drop it down to about right there. But if we do look at our village happiness, yeah, we should have no problem. We do have to build some more housing, so they're not happy about that. But for the most part, people are happy. Yeah, let's go ahead and build some houses real quick. or at least queue up an area for houses to be built, which I don't have a lot of room. So I think we're just going to fill up, well, this little center line here. So max it out, and yeah, let's just kind of fill this all in. And then I might as well extend this out through here as well. There we go. I have to walk a little bit further, but it should be just fine. And yeah, so I think this is a nice little start. I like this map. I like the hill over here, like, right? Everybody's kind of has to run up the hill like so. And it looks really cool. In fact, let's see what it looks like for somebody who's coming to visit. We'd come through here. Okay, there's a hot mess of going through people's yards. I wonder if I should try to build like a road or like a fence to force everybody to walk like through this way. But anyways, yeah, dude, it looks really cool. And I'm pretty happy with our start so far. But if we do hover over our happiness area, yeah, the service is one of the big problems. So let's go and expand the church real quick. We're just going to hit that. And what I'm going to do is put this extra piece on the back like this. Boom. It's actually the very first piece. So it's going to give us 24 more people. I'm going to grab the bit larger steeple and put it onto that side. This is going to increase it to 48. That's just at where my population is right now, so it's not quite enough. I'm going to grab this one, actually. I think this is going to hold another 24, and I'm going to stick it on sideways like this, but it has this weird clipping thing, so we're going to increase the height of it just a bit like so, and yeah, this should be fine. And build. Okay, so that'll get built. That's going to give us an extra 48 slots for people to go visit. Let's get you a promotion. I don't want to promote anybody yet. It's a little bit difficult to kind of satisfy their needs, so I'm going to go ahead and accept it. We're just going to have to do it later. But I think that's going to be it for this one, you guys. I think this is a pretty good start. It's a lot of fun. The link to the game will be in the description if you want to go check it out on Steam yourself. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one, you guys, and we'll just continue in the next one. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, my name is Quad, and we'll see you guys in the next one later on, everybody. Later on.